Okay, hello. I'm going to start this lesson by showing you a little thing that I came across about a month ago called Nearpod. It is it's a way to be able to make a lesson for students to be able to follow, and it creates a process that will allow them to self-direct their learning. And one of the lessons that I had created previously was for a course that I was doing. So I'm just going to use that as an example to begin. What you'll be able to see here on my screen is that you have a button that allows you to add a slide. Underneath this button for adding a slide contains content and activities. Content can include a variety of things. You could have an audio clip, you could include a slideshow. I haven't used Sway very much. It's more like a marketing tool or advertising tool, I think. Web content is something you find online, or it could just be a generic slide, which this slide is a Nearpod slide. And within a Nearpod slide, and I'll just click on this to show you what it is, you have your themes or your templates on the side pane over here, and you have the ability to be able to upload files from your computer. Just click on that and it'll bring up a dialog box. You'll see the dialog box pop up on my screen right here. Things are happening very slowly right now. There we go. Okay, well, that's fine. Alright, another thing that you can do is you could add text, you can add a video, you can add an image or a GIF to this. Down here at the bottom, you'll notice that you can change the layout. You can also change or add audio. So they have an audio file you can upload, or you can do an audio recorder so you can just talk through your slide. I don't want to add this slide to my presentation that I have. So I will just click cancel there, as you saw. And then just to give you an example, you can preview this one to show you what it's like. And you'll see that what I created here as it loads is a title screen. Underneath the title screen, I added an audio recording, and the audio recording basically just is set for students that are not so much visual learners but are more auditory learners. And if this loads, it would be very helpful, but you'll see it. Oh, there it is right there. Okay, right down here at the bottom.
Hello everybody, thank you for joining me today. This is Joshua Matador.
Okay, so just something like that. Going through this, it's kind of like just a personal PPT, but as I said, students can work at their own pace. It's self-paced. There's that audio to support the auditory learners as opposed to the visual learners. And then for some of the slides, you can actually create external links that bring students to Flipgrid. So it allows people in your cohort or in your class to be able to record lessons. So for example, this one was related to an in-task standard for a rubric standard. And this is getting people that I was working with to be able to think about what those things were. So that's something you can do. You could create this lesson in a way to gather feedback using Flipgrid and other web apps, but Flipgrid's one of the apps that's integrated with Nearpod. Also, you can, just like any PPT, you can put an image up here just like this. Instructional strategies. You can have open-ended questions. They can record audio so they don't have to write it. And you can do groupings in case you want to do you want to use this with Zoom. I did use this in conjunction with Zoom, and it does have the ability to to be able to integrate with Zoom, which is really good. So if your school already has Zoom set up, you can actually teach this at the same time, or you could send it to the students and they could do it at their own pace. So those are the two options with this. Here you have guiding questions. And what I did, these are like cork boards, just like getting responses from the cohort or from your students. Then I ended up with a reflection based on an article that I found. I put the link for the article in here so they could actually click to open this web page. It will direct them to the web page, but then afterwards it'll bring them back to the presentation. And then I have questions that would, or a question that would be related to the reading, so then they can put their answers in here. And all of this serves as good formative assessments along the way, and then finishing it up with a reference page and some final information. So that's just a quick introduction of what you can do with Nearpod. If I were to just go back to, let's see. Okay. If I were to go back here and I were to just, save changes. And you can do live participation with Zoom, live participation, and student paced. So those are the three different ways. So I guess my lesson would be, I could use this lesson or this podcast or screencast to be able to teach students how to use this and create a lesson for themselves or create a lesson in groups remotely. I could also use it as an instructor to create lessons for the students, something that they could work at their own pace or something that we would work on together at the same time, using Zoom as the integrated platform in which we would communicate and be able to go through this process. Okay, so that is my lesson and my resource, my main resource. Thank you for listening, and see you guys next time.